Hello, everyone, and welcome to Maggie's Possum Journey. Well, in the last chapter of Maggie's experiences in Kodai, I had told you how unfortunately we could not take her to visit the waterfalls due to very high population of the people or the tourists near the waterfalls region. If you have missed out on that episode, do watch out on the description box. I shall put in the link of that video there. You'll enjoy it, I'm sure. But nevertheless, we started off for our next destination, and this time, as I had promised Maggie, that I would definitely take her to a place where she also would be allowed. And thankfully, we set our foot on the Quakers Walk. Well, this is a 1 kilometer long mountain trail that is surrounded by boundaries of natural beauty. The path runs on Kodai Road southern side along the edges of the steep slopes. One can have the opportunity to have a clear view of the Dolphin Nose, which is located in the south valley of the Pamba River in southeast. But as you all can see, it was rather foggy and was full of mist, so we could not take a glimpse of any of those things that were promised on the internet. Well, we had our own little fun ride and own little fun walk as we held along with Maggie, and we were very lucky that very soon we could see the glimpse of the beautiful mountain sun falling on Maggie that made her look oh so gorgeous, almost mighty. Can you see her? Like a queen, she has taken her place on the bench, and happily we made her sit and we told her, Maggie, just enjoy this this beautiful sun's rays that falls on you. And so she did. We met some beautiful people who actually loved Maggie and cuddled her and made friends with her. They also were dog lovers, and thanks for making friends with Maggie. That's what she looks out for. There were many other people who came, who patted her, and they made friends with her. But also, we observed that when we take Maggie out in public places, there are many people who actually get little awkward when they see dogs. Some parents also tell their kids to be away from dogs because the first thing they say is that the dog would bite you, come away from it. Well, it is actually not the right way to tell kids about how a dog would react. Yes, we must be careful while we are near canines, and if they are stray dogs, we must be a little careful. But dogs bite? That's not the way to tell people. They would be more afraid of dogs every time they see. Well, that was my opinion, and I hope with every day when they see videos like Maggie and other friendly dogs, people would realize how sensitive, sensible, and fun loving creatures dogs are. They're very kind at heart and fun too. Well, in case of Maggie, you have seen all the videos that what a beautiful explorer Maggie is, and not a second of peace she has. She needs to smell and observe every bit of the place, making Papa so tired. He finally got a place under a tree and he sat, but Maggie's eyes were on her grandparents. She was wondering, where are they? Did they leave me and go? So we asked her to sit on the bench and take some rest. And we wanted to take off her sweater as well, since it was a little sunny now. But she wouldn't let go of that. So my husband said, okay, at least let me make her sit on the bench so that she would have some peace and I would have some peace finally. Okay, this is a beautiful, cute sight to see when both of them were resting. And Maggie still had her eyes on people who were interested to come and say hello to her. Isn't that amazingly cute? Well, this happens every time we go out in any place. The same place that we had the experience here was similar to a place called Nandi Hills in Bangalore as well. When we went there, initially we did not know how people would like to have the presence of a canine. But after some time, when we spent our time in the hills, we realized that we want to have Maggie along with us. Well, I'll tell you the story of Nandi Hills someday very soon. But meanwhile, Maggie and Papa decided to have one last time of fun rolling up the little hills and bumps, take photographs, and Maggie was on full cooperation on that. because activities are something that must go on. Take her up, take her down, and she's always ready. But can you see that? She's not in a single moment of peace. Once she went there, she started sniffing and trying to see what this was all about. Was she a little scared to come down? Yes, she was, because it was a first time experience, but see how beautifully she came down as well. Well, our walk at Coacres Walk Lane was very good, and finally by 11 a.m. we reached our room. And do you remember this makeshift bed for Maggie that I had made? We told her, Maggie, now we all are very tired since we've been up 5 in the morning. Let's take a little nap. Let's have some food, some snacks. So I gave her some water, some snacks, and she rested for some time. It was almost an hour's break that we had, but I really wanted to explore this beautiful property where we stayed at Kodai, and the sun made it look even more beautiful. You know, in the hills, the sun does not stay there for too long. Also, rains are very unpredictable. The cloud can also come at any point of time. So we decided, as long as it's sunny outside and there was this beautiful lawn, let's take Maggie out and show her around this luscious green park area that the resort had. We also carried a very interesting new gadget that we had actually got for Maggie, an accessory you could say. Most of the times when we would take Maggie out for picnics and day outs, we observed that Maggie really wanted to be on her own. But on the contrary, I tell this to all my friends that if I leave Maggie loose, she's going to run so fast that she'll just going to cross the border and we won't be able to catch hold of her. This has happened many times where Maggie has suddenly run off and gone to the streets, and sometimes the streeties have attacked her, and then she would get scared and didn't know what to do, but we had to come to her rescue. So this time we thought that we are going to get this leash for her, which is an extended leash, and if we put it on Maggie, Maggie would be able to go out as far as she can, so she would have the feeling of being free, but not really, under our surveillance and supervision, so that Maggie is safe and she's not attacked by any other dogs around the area. This was the perfect time to try that out. Can you all see the little red line that's there between my husband and Maggie? That's the leash, and that's how far she can go. She could have gone even further, so we decided to play with her with the pine cones that were there. But the fact that Maggie could stay so away, free yet under our supervision, made her very happy. You can see she was in no mood of running this time, because we told her, you go as far as you can. And one thing I'll tell you, if you think that dogs listen to their pet parents, you are wrong. Even dogs have their own mind, and especially Maggie. If you tell her, Maggie, come, she won't. If you tell her, Maggie, go, she won't. And she'll do what she wants best at that point of time. And we have made our peace with it. This time, from my lenses, I kept calling Maggie, saying, Maggie, come here, come to me. And as you can see, she just kept looking at me from far on, but she was not ready to come. I told her, you can come in, that's all right. But as you know, Maggie, she's of her own mind. My husband picked up a pine cone, and finally Maggie came running, and isn't she looking adorable? Well, to see her happy is all we care about under any circumstances. So we keep looking for things that make travel easy for Maggie and a very fun-filled experience. This time also it was so amazing, and coming to Kodai was a very good decision that we made at the end of our trip. Maggie really enjoyed these days when routines were not followed, where we could just be ourselves, just a family. My parents were resting a little in their room, but we also had some plans for the evening. So we thought, as long as Maggie wants to run around, we'll let her be, and then we'll clean her up. We can all rest for some time, and in the evening we can make some other plans so that we can end the day successfully. This time there were some kids around who wanted to come to Maggie. They did come also, but every time Maggie said hello with a little bark, they would just run around and scream, which made Maggie even more excited, thinking that they want to play with me. Well, there are many kids in my neighborhood, and I have told them, and they're very cute, they listen to me well. I told them that if you really love a dog and want to play with a dog, come silently. Do not scream, because your screams will make her bark and you will scream further. So be gentle and she'll be double gentle with you. Well, but these kids, they did not know Maggie, so they screamed really hard. And Maggie found something on the grass that she was interested in, and no more interested to explore any other fact. But we let her be. So we told her, you leave these things, Maggie. We have many other things to explore and you can look into it whenever you want. I told her, would she like to have some water? I also carried some water for her, but she was not in a mood. And can you see, she finally lay herself down on the grass and was so comfortable. Well, the day passed in this fun and eventful activity with Maggie, and finally we ended the day with visiting the mighty Kodai Lake. The Kodai Lake has an exceptional role to play, not just in the beauty of the land, but also in its name. It is Kodai Lake from which the name Kodai Canal has been derived, and thus making it one of the most crucial places to visit at least once as you are at Kodai Canal. It is almost a 5-kilometer stretch where you can sit inside your car and drive through it, walk through it. There are many roads, there are eateries. Well, we chose to sit inside the car while Maggie was with us, and we went surrounding the lake, stopped in between, took some photographs. But this mighty Kodai Lake had a breathtaking beauty. Everything about the hills or the hill stations are so beautiful. Well, we knew that the next day it was time for us to say bye-bye to Kodai Canal, and praying and hoping that very soon maybe we can make another trip to this beautiful hill. If not here, we would definitely go to some other hill station, because hill stations, although may look similar, have a beautiful, unique charm to each one of them. Southern part of India has a lot of these hill stations, some popular, some not so popular, and we would love to explore all of them. Well, all in all, our trip in Kodai Canal was full of memories, and we loved and cherished and took back with us each one of them. That's going to last long. This time was even more special because we could travel with Maggie and my parents, my husband, and we were just free to do whatever we wanted and just make these precious memories for lifetime. Well, how about you all? Do you all like to travel? Do you have pets in your house? Are you pet parents? Do let me know in the comment section. That will make me so happy to know that I also have like-minded people who are watching my vlog. Well, this is the end of Kodai Canal, but we have a lot more episodes coming very soon. I'm going to bring to you chapter by chapter, but meanwhile, if you like my vlogs, like watching them, do subscribe to the channel. That would really motivate me. Put in a comment to let me know how you like them. And also do watch out on the shorts. They are really fun shorts of Maggie. Till then, I would say loves and hugs from Maggie, and bye-bye.